Still gonna send it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy Gig. Welcome back to another episode of NFT Crypto Crew. It's your boy Gig here. We have a very special episode for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually going to get in touch with one of our very own geckos in the Galactic Gecko community.
I can't wait for this one.
Yep,
This is an exciting one.
We're gonna call him up in just a minute here. I'm gonna ask him about his story with the geckos. You know what really attracted him to the project.
I'm getting so giddy. I can't wait to ask how many concordance
what he's got.
You know?
Let's pull him on here. I'm gonna give him a ring and we'll see if he can.
Do you think he has like a top 10 Concordian? Or?
He probably he's got a neon. So.
Yeah. What are we calling him on Discord?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? Can you hear us?
Not much. What's up with y'all?
Good. Want to thank you for being our first guest that we're having here on the YouTube channel. I like the idea you had about interviewing some community members, and I wanted to have you on as the first. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, it's an honor to be the first gecko. It's so I don't know why. I think I watched your maybe it was your first like podcast or YouTube post or something about geckos, and I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if you just talk to some geckos. Everyone talks about community, so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate the idea, and I wanted to start off with asking you, if you want to like briefly tell us about your story of getting into the geckos, or how you got started, or what drew you in towards the project.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I guess just broadly speaking, with NFTs, I didn't own an NFT until maybe June of this year, and it was kind of was the start when like Solana started taking off, and SMBs and that sort of thing started picking up steam, and then like in August you had the DJ Apes come around.
Okay.
And I definitely participated in that whole madness.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out like what was going on, and it just seemed like there was just constant flow of minting, and I guess there still is, but not as crazy as it previously was.
So did you actually get a DGen 8 too? Or you into that, or you just kind of got around the same time you were saying?
Yeah, So I got into that, and then got into like a couple of them, like a Rory.
Okay.
Didn't touch. I love a Rory, dude. That's a big one. But anyway, that's and then I guess you just saw like the market just get really frothy.
Yeah.
But then geckos came around, and there's a lot of crypto influencers out there that started shilling it. But it seemed like the team just had a plan, right? And that's what really drew me in. I was like, okay, these guys are different. They're not just gonna mint some NFTs and then be like, oh, we're gonna have, we're gonna give back like fees, right? Almost like pay dividends of the trading volume. That's just absurd.
It's like that Meerkat thing, right?
Yeah, that's what really drew me into the project too. Was they have a pretty solid plan in place that's different than your typical derivative or airdrop, or we're gonna give back some of the royalties, etc. This seems pretty unique, and I feel like a lot of the community is pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, it's not just like a collab or something that just, I don't know. It seems very unique, especially like with the stuff that came out today. It definitely seems like they're thinking about it very independently relative to other projects.
Yeah, especially with that spaceship news. It looks like they're really working to collab with other projects. I think they mentioned other NFT projects could actually man the ship.
Oh wow!
So that's really cool news.
I wonder what you can do with a Concordian. Imagine with that.
Oh, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I don't think that we even thought about that. So, what can I call you, sir? Owner of the geckos.
Is it? I think Derman. Is that right?
Derman's good, yeah. Derman's a nickname of mine, so.
Okay, Derman, do you have any other NFTs outside of Solana, or is it just Solana that you're into?
You there?
Trick question.
You hear us? I think we're losing you.
Yeah, we're losing him here.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
A little better, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Not trying to avoid the question.
Yeah, no worries.
He's an ETH max.
Yes, I do own some Ethereum NFTs, but most of what I own is in Solana.
Is your whole net worth in NFTs, or do you have other things besides?
Oh
NFTs?
no, dude, it's I mean, I'm definitely primarily crypto, like almost exclusively crypto, and then of that basket, I'm probably 20% NFTs.
Okay.
So you're pretty
that's a good balance. I think that's a pretty good balance. You know, it's a pretty smart move.
Yeah, I mean, there's a liquidity risk, right? Like you can't just get out of them.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's also just the fees are really high. You know, even if you transact on like Solana Art or Magic Eden, it's it's still gonna be like 7-8%.
Yeah, there's still a decent fee there, and if if you want that liquidity quick, it's tough to get a hold of. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I see you have. Go ahead.
They approach it from taking a concentrated bet on various collections. That's kind of instead of like spraying it around.
Yeah, it's almost like a 20% bet on the NFT as a whole. I guess mostly Solana, but a little bit of ETH, But and then you're just assuming that those are going to take off, which I mean, it's so nascent, There's so much potential.
Yeah, the risk reward is really high in some of these NFT projects. And I like what you said about some more concentrated bets. Like when I first got started, I had a bunch of NFTs. I was minting a lot, and I slowly started to consolidate that into projects that I had more faith in, and that I thought had more of a potential to be a blue chip.
Yeah,
totally. And I also even think it's not even worth it necessarily to mint NFTs. It's kind of like, I mean, you can try, it's fine, whatever, and maybe try to get a rare, but I don't know. You can always go onto the market after the mint if you like it and then just buy, right? Maybe it's a little higher, but it's not that much higher.
Yeah, that's what I've been learning is, it hasn't been, it's been pretty rare nowadays where where the aftermarket price is a whole lot higher than mint price. So it does seem more efficient to just kind of go shopping around once the mint is over, at least for the time being.
Yeah, but then you can't get those deals, like you get
the rares. Yeah,
I mean, that rares.
Then you can't mint the neon. You can't mint the neon GAC.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't be the first to mint the neon. And all right, let's cut the small talk, fella. I need to see this.
Is there any?
This guy's
can we? I'm gonna pull your collection up here. We're gonna have this on YouTube. I'm gonna pull up the collection here, of your geckos.
Oh
okay.
Wow! Look at those. They got two neons.
There's
no way he's got two.
It looks like you got two neons here.
That I do.
That is
that I do.
Man.
Was did you mint any of these geckos or did you buy some of them aftermarket?
I bought them all after mint.
I can tell you right now. I'm looking at 1036, that Kiwi gig, and I tell you right now,
he likes the Kiwi.
I know exactly that has been bought aftermarket because I was staring that gek down.
Yeah, I think Tyler was actually eyeballing that Kiwi you have.
Yeah, I was. It was saying around 10 to 11 when I was looking at it. And I don't even know. It was cut at some point. He's a steal, that guy.
Yeah, this is cool. That one's really cool. The spotted turquoise with the cool armor, with the purple armor.
So what's your favorite, Dermot? Is you got do you have any preference with these? I mean, obviously the neons are sick.
My favorite is 1598. It's got that red background,
The 4 Addy.
Oh, I knew he was gonna say that. I didn't even have to guess. I could. We should have played guess what his favorite is, because I would have told you right now which one that was.
That is a sweet looking 4 Addy. It really is. I'm a huge fan of the clean ones. They really stand out to me when I'm looking through a collection of geckos. The 4 Addies really pop.
Yeah. Because sometimes those attributes just don't tie together very well, and maybe you still like it, but
Yeah, sometimes it looks messy. So I see a geckos here for the Germans geckos, but I don't see. I'm not looking at a Concordian or anything like that. I don't really see any. Of those.
We're wondering if you have a Concordian.
Yeah, I don't think I shared those.
No worries, no worries.
We're just
Yeah, that's how.
I've never. Well, to be fair, I've never bought a Concordian. I've only been dropped.
Got you, yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah, I got a few of those on airdrop too. Yeah, we were just wondering because Tyler's really big into the Concordians.
Yeah,
he just wanted to make sure you at least had a couple of those to work on the ship for you. You know.
I didn't paper hand the Concordians.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how do you expect to have a customized ship if you don't even have a Concordian there to build it for you?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that'll be that's a really interesting question. Is in terms of like, I mean, I guess they don't really have any plans with the Concordians right now, but maybe later. I mean, it just makes sense that like you could like repair or improve your spaceship in some way with a Concordian, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Draper said that he didn't want to make it I think utility was the word. I don't want to get into exact words here, but he basically said it wasn't necessary to go on the mission. But you know, I could see him adding like, you know, if we have a couple, you know, they can give you a bonus.
If it ends up being a full-fledged game, you could definitely incorporate side missions with the Concordians. That's definitely something that's possible.
Yeah, well, side missions with the Gek. Well, I can't wait till season 2 when I give full Concordian action out there, because right now we're dealing with just the space
when they give
Geckos.
Full reign to the Concordians.
Yeah, I mean, they were you heard the lore. I mean, they were the creators of the universe. You can't imagine what they have in store for them.
Yeah, this is
So just wait for the first Concordian movie.
Oh yeah,
that's
gonna be sweet. I hear some chat about that in the Discord.
That's right. Yeah.
That's gonna be pretty sweet, man. Yeah, I really like this this collection you have. You know, one other thing we wanted to see if you had any speculation of what they got going forward. I know we just had the ship drop. The update on that, but you know, what do you what are you hoping for? What do you have in mind?
Maybe
maybe
before we get into that, we'll just give a quick synopsis of like what the actual ship lore is for like a quick 10 seconds for anyone seeing this.
Yeah. You know, I can pull that up really quick. Just give me 1 sec here.
Sure. I guess the idea is that they're dropping you're gonna have a ship now if you have a crystal and a gecko.
Yeah. So there's basically there's going to be 3 parts to the ship. There's going to be a body and a head and a tail.
Okay.
So you're going to actually get, this is going to be another airdrop that you're going to get. If for each gecko you have, you're going to get a piece of a ship.
Not exactly the whole ship.
Not the whole ship. You're going to get a piece, and then you can customize the ship to be its own NFT.
Oh, that's
so you know, we don't know exactly how they're going to allow us to customize them, but I do know there's going to be 3 parts, and you'll need those to customize your very own ship.
I'd love to know German's thoughts on that, because that is intriguing.
My thought on just like the whole announcement today.
Yeah, you know, just what you took in from it. You know, what do you think we may be doing moving forward with the ships? You know, what you're looking to get your hands on, you know.
Well, I mean, I guess part of it is like it's pretty clear that, you know, this is all about a story of the geckos getting to finding the 5th faction, right? That to me, that's kind of the end game. And then like I guess the last lore or something that was dropped was about like the spaceship, right? And then now they come out with like what this ship is. Or like, you know, get some like concrete information on like what we're doing with that. So I mean, to me, I think it just makes sense that like we're gonna use the ships to get to the fifth faction, right? And then I guess the question is that 5th faction gonna be? I guess it's an NFT, but like who knows? I imagine it would be, but
yeah, I wonder
that's kind of my overall just thought like where it's going.
I wonder if it's dangerous, that 5th faction, the way they make it sound.
I think it's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm really pumped to get my hands on these ships. They look really cool. They look like they incorporated some of the gecko attributes. Definitely very excited to see where this goes. Really cool things coming.
Yeah, it seems really cool. It's also like I can't imagine them doing something where like, oh, the people that have a ship, you know, they're the ones who get dropped the 5th faction. It seems like they kind of want to have some sort of game or like some sort of race associated with geckos.
Yeah.
which makes me think like, so like, what is this game? Or like, are we racing each other? Or
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, the way they make it seem, I think they said it was like in the description of it, it was like it's a race or something like that.
Yeah. They've been saying start your engines,
Yeah.
racers. So, and they're even incorporating other projects. So this may be a really cool space race style thing that incorporates other projects and other NFTs. I'm really pumped for that, for sure.
So Derman, have you been to any of the Gecko events yet? Like, have you been to I think the Miami meetup, and then is that the only one? Or there's like a New
There was
York one?
well there's
the Times Square event. Yeah,
there was there was like a Houston
There's one
event.
in Portugal.
There was what?
One in Portugal.
Yeah, in
In
Libsyn.
Lisbon.
Yep, there was Libsyn, and then Houston. I think there was something in Houston, and then there was the NFT NYC. That was a little something, and then they just recently had Miami.
Yeah, my understanding is they had they had that little party in Lisbon, Portugal, and then they have the Times Square. I don't think it's not an event, but just the Times Square ad that has a gecko on it.
Yeah.
And then they had something in Miami, and then the thing in Houston was like, I think it's just if you wanted a free ticket to some concert, you get a free ticket. So I don't know if it was like necessarily a gecko event, but you had like a free ticket.
Gotcha.
Have you been able to attend any of those?
No, I've seen the ad in Times Square in person, but that's it.
Oh, nice. I've actually seen it too. I work up in New York every now and then, and I was coming home, and they had actually posted that in the Discord that the ad was up there, so I stopped by to check it out. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. That was I mean, that was during like, I don't know if it's still there, but it's during the NFT NYC conference, and I was there, and there was like all these other NFTs, being shown, like CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, etc. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome for the community. Definitely gets more eyeballs on the project. Really cool things coming moving forward.
Oh yeah.
How do you think about them being able to allow other NFTs to participate in the ships? How are y'all thinking about that?
Yeah, well, they may you may have to. They said you can buy and sell the ships on the marketplace. So it seems like the gecko holders are going to be the ones who initially get to build these ships, since you need a gecko for the ship piece. Once those can be bought and sold in the marketplace, I'm assuming other NFT holders will be able to buy those ships, and then depending on who we collab with, or who wants to take part in the race, you may be able to actually use one of those NFTs to man the ship. So maybe like a Degen Ape could man the ship, an Aurori could maybe man the ship, maybe like a famous fox could man the ship.
That's so interesting.
If you have those two, maybe if you have those two NFTs in the same wallet, they're actually able to participate in missions or races that they have coming up in the future. I think that may be one way they could do it. Maybe just taking a snapshot of the wallets with the associated NFTs.
Right.
Imagine a Degen Ape just riding that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking a Degen Ape is gonna be. He's gonna be like Donkey Kong riding around in Mario Kart.
I mean, it actually might just turn into a little Mario Kart NFT session here.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet. What do you what were you thinking, Derman?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my thought. I mean, it's like when I read their thing, it says like completed ships with or without pilots, and then those pilots can be other NFTs or other NFT collections. So it's like you have it'll be a situation like there'll be a marketplace where you can just buy these ships, and maybe one of the attributes will be it's included with like an Aurori or a Degen Ape or something. So this guy, I would imagine, like for example, the ships that are completed ships that have a gecko in them would probably go for a very high premium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because the gecko holders are going to be the ones dropped these pieces, so we can kind of we can kind of build and dictate how much these ships are worth, you know, and how much we want to let other projects get their hands on them for.
Do you think that these ships are going to drive value for those particular projects? Like, do you think, say, Degen Apes, for example, do you think that they're going to have some storyline or something where the ship is useful to get some airdrop for them if you have a Degen Ape or other, you know, some other NFT project?
I think it's going to drive value for the ships, for sure, because if you can actually utilize, you know, if you have a Degen Ape and then it's like, you know, you can use your Degen Ape to participate in the Gecko space race. All you need is a ship. I think the ships are going to be, you know, I think that's definitely going to drive up some value for these ships because you're not. It seems like you may not even need a Gecko to man the ship. So
yeah.
I think that's definitely. I think the ship is going to be a very powerful thing on the marketplace if that's how it plays out.
And I'm just speculating right now, and German, I'd love your thoughts on this. What if, and let's just keep it together for a second. What if, you know, you're required to get another NFT project to man the ship in order to discover the fifth faction? What if it's just you can't get to the fifth faction without another project? What's going to happen then?
You know,
and I don't know. That's a great question. That's crazy. I didn't think about that, but
I mean, the possibilities are endless. You know, there's so many ways they can go about this. I think what they're doing by keeping it open to other projects is really cool. You know, I think you'll be able to. I think with a ship, and again, you know, that is a good question. Maybe the Degen Apes can get to the fifth faction.
That's what I was thinking. What if, you know, and it could be Degen Ape, could be any. Like, what if another project, a Solana project, actually gets to the fifth faction by taking the ship?
Yeah. That could be. It's going to be a competitive race. We
It
know
is,
know that much.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a competitive race.
And I tell you what, this is kind of the tip of the iceberg, right? Like, you start with NFTs. It kind of started with just projects, right? Not even storyline. Just here's some pictures. Then it developed into this thing where there's, you know, a storyline behind it. And now we're getting to the point where the different worlds are colliding and it's becoming the metaverse. And that's really what it's going to be, the Solana metaverse. And you're going to need some of these other projects in order to complete and do some other things, I think.
I'm definitely with y'all. I love that they're including other projects. That'll be really exciting to see how it develops. Even the ones that said the rocket components that are going to have different brands on them, right? They said like exchanges and like wallets and stuff. They even said crypto funds, which I think is a little crazy, but that's even kind of cool. You know, maybe you get dropped like an FTX. I don't know. Something.
Yeah, that could be cool because they said you know, they said feel free to represent whatever you'd like on your ship. So, you know, maybe they have collabs with crypto funds, FTX, you know, some of these exchanges.
I mean, FTX already, that president, right, already had, he had already got a gecko as his profile pic. I think it was a white gecko, right, for his Twitter,
he had like an honorary custom.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe we're dropped, you know, maybe some of these pieces actually have those logos on them to some of these exchanges, and you can kind of go and represent what exchanges you want. You know, that's really cool. That'll also really, I think that'll also really drive the value of these ships. You know, if only a few of these ships have a Solana logo on them, you know, those are going to obviously probably go for a lot more. So it's actually cool to create, you know, some different rarities for these as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like they're just trying to bring everyone together, like, and get everyone to buy into the gecko. Well, you know, the gecko verse, as they say.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It's just, I honestly, I guess one thing that you see in the Discord is like there's always a little frustration, I guess, until today about like, just not sure about like what all their plans are. But I kind of like that they don't disclose that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like, you know, I agree with you. There's in the Discord, you know, some people would rather have somewhat of a roadmap, you know, but you know, they can kind of allow themselves to work at a more organic and free form pace without having a specific roadmap with specific dates. Um, you know, with the geckos, they obviously have plans in mind, right? They just don't have specific dates and times out to the public that they want to get these things done by. And I also think they have, I think they have some non-disclosure agreements in place, to where they're not able to totally tell us what they're working on with some of these exchanges or whatnot. It really keeps you on the edge of your seat,
Yeah, it's pretty. In my opinion, it's pretty unique. Like the way they're approaching this, I feel like there's a lot of copycat strategies with the geckos, where they're trying to use some of what the geckos are doing, and it's very like novel what they're doing. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I like how they've handled it. There obviously there is some, there are some people who are concerned and don't know exactly what's going on, but I think I believe in the project, and they haven't let us down up to this point. I mean, the crystal airdrop was massive, the Concordians were great. So I mean, just within those two, they've proven that they've proven that they're good for their word, and
Yeah.
I think they have a lot bigger things coming.
Yeah. I mean, if they have all these different companies in like the crypto ecosystem allowing them to use these different logos, it's like, I mean, that just shows they're very connected. They're very, and then a lot of people are like willing to participate, right? Like that says a lot if they're able to get a bunch of different names on these different NFTs.
Yeah. I mean, if one of these gecko ships has an FTX logo on it, or anything, like any exchange of that caliber, it just goes to show how many connections they have and how much money is actually behind this project.
What's the floor for the Degen apes? Is it it's how much like times more is it than the geckos?
It's generally, they're probably, I'm just guessing now, they're probably like in the 30s right now. They're probably maybe 5 times what the price of the geckos is.
3 to 5 times. Well, they've been around by how much longer?
I'll pull up Solana floor right now. But you always have to take in mind too that the geckos have, they have the crystals as well, and then they have 3 things in the collection. They have the crystals as well.
Actually, that's a good point. A lot of that is spread out.
Okay, so degens are at 24, geckos are at about 7. So their floor is about 3x, 3.5x.
Yeah.
But the geckos are more, they are a little bit more spread out. I'd like to say they have the crystals and then the Concordian. So
yeah, it's almost like when you combine the airdrops they gave you and all that stuff, it's pretty equivalent, pretty close.
Yeah, and then they haven't been around as long.
Yeah, there's one thing. It's like fortunately, I guess I love what they're doing with crystals and that kind of thing, but it is unfortunate that it's kind of dilutive to the gecko value, right? And then I don't think many people generally associate the crystals and the geckos and all that kind of thing, like for like a number. Just about like where would gecko floor be if they only had the geckos? Maybe it's probably higher, but
yeah.
And then that probably just gives you more. If you go like Solana analysis or something, it shows you like the top projects, and because you're like in the top 5 or top 6, you just get more clout.
Yeah, it kind of just is like a snowball effect. Once you're in the top 5, it kind of just grows from there. Yeah, I agree with, if it was just the geckos, I think the floor would be higher. But I also I was discussing this last night on the Spaces. I like how there is a little bit, there's more collection, which if they can slowly release airdrops that will slowly increase the supply of NFTs in the project as the project continues to grow, it helps onboard more and more people into the project. Like my buddy here, he started off by just getting a Concordian, because the gecko was a little pricey at the time, but he really liked the project. He wanted to at least be a part of it, so he just went and got a Concordian.
I know I have a whole flock of
now
them.
He's a Concordian maxi.
Yeah. I don't have anything else but accordion.
But I think if they time it well, I think if they release these airdrops and time it well with the market growing and more people holding geckos, I think it'll be a way to get, more people into the project, rather than it just being stuck at a set 10,000 for long term.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like if you look at, say, some of the more popular projects, like particularly some of the big Ethereum ones, like Bored Apes, I guess, being the biggest, and then you have others like the Cool Cats and that kind of thing. It's like those are like priced out of a lot of people's budget.
Exactly.
But if you dilute, like if you just continue adding NFTs to say your to your kind of your collection, then it's kind of, I guess it kind of helps. And then as long as people that got in early are able to participate in the upside, they still like recognize value. It just doesn't show up in price. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm on Solana floor here, and I actually I wanted to like tie that in with what you were saying, because a lot of people, CryptoPunks, Bored Apes, almost everyone's priced out, right? I'm sure they'd love to be a part of the project, but they're priced out. Like, I think it almost is a benefit to some extent where the Gecko's floor has still remained relatively affordable for a lot of people, and I think that's helping grow the community and grow the holders. You can see here on Solana floor, we're over the past month we're climbing. Number of owners, we were at around 3250 a month ago, and we're almost at 3450. So we've gained a few hundred holders in the past month. I don't think that would have been as easy if we didn't have, some of the dilution that was created by the other collections. So
yeah, I agree.
I see new faces popping in the Discord all the time, and they're like, I'm so glad I was able to get a gecko for this price. They were so expensive for a while. I'm so glad to be here. I can finally afford a gecko. I think if we can, continue to build a community, and weather the storm a little bit on this dip, I think it'll be very beneficial in the long run.
Yeah, totally. It's kind of it's just like, I think the general market perception about geckos is like they got hit, extremely. I mean, they went from they got listed at like 2.5 SOL, went to 50, and now they're back to like 7, which is a huge, up and down swing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like on that, Solana NFTs have just gotten destroyed. I mean, DJ Apes were at like 100 SOL floor maybe a month or two ago, and now they're at what you said, 24.
Yeah, they're around 24 now. So you can just see the market sentiment there. Exactly.
Yeah. On top of the fact that geckos got diluted by the crystal drop, right? So it's kind of two sides, and then I don't think many people see that. But
I just can't wait to see what happens with
pretty
these
clear
accordions.
I like the team. I like the team a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they have our best interests in mind. I think this is going to be a good project long term for sure.
So Dermot,
what do you think?
Where?
Go ahead.
You said you saw the Times Square in person. Do you work up in New York, or is that you just happen to travel there?
I'm in New York.
Yeah. Okay. You live in the city, Manhattan?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever want to come in studio, you could. We're probably only 45 minutes.
Central.
Where
Jersey.
are y'all located?
Central New Jersey.
We're
close to Philly, though. Not closer to Philly than New York, but
we're central area. Yeah. Probably 45 minutes to an hour from Manhattan.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to eventually help get a New York, like a New York City gecko meetup going, because I know there's a decent amount from Jersey and New York.
Yeah. That would be sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of NFT degens in New York City. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
That's cool. Was there something you were going to say before?
No. Stop.
All right. Well, I don't want to hold you too long. If there's anything else you want to add in or let us know, feel free to. This was our boy Dermot. I can shout you out on Twitter if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
This is Are you Crypto Birdie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is Crypto Birdie on Twitter. He's got the neon gecko with a little Santa hat on him. Check him out. He says 100 is the new 0.
Okay.
Right.
Exactly right. Okay, awesome. Feel free to check him out on Twitter. I'm also on Twitter @WithGig. That's Gek with Gig. Another thanks to you, man, for being the first interview on the channel. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, happy to be on, and excited to see where geckos are able to go.
Yeah. Really appreciate it. Stay in touch, and I'll hit you on the Discord.
All right, man. Sounds good.
Bye, guys.
We'll later.
All right, man. Have a good one. All right, guys. Very good call with our boy Derman. That's Crypto Birdie on Twitter. He's bullish on the geckos.
Oh, he's so bullish. I can't even, I mean, he wasn't as bullish in the Concordians. I do have to critique him a little bit, but he'll listen. We'll all learn when it happens.
He's bullish. We're bullish. Guys, leave some comments below what you think about the interview. If you want to be interviewed yourself, hit me on Twitter or Discord. You know where to find me, guys. It's Gig, NFT Crypto Crew.
I hope you lonely out there with you on me, but there isn't ever again. I'm good with my lonely, I'm good with my homies. I'm thinking about time where it went. You should have told me, cause now that's the only